Welcome everyone to our monthly webinar. Thanks a lot for joining. We have a lot of exciting topics today. We're going to talk about things like learning path improvements, new things for the library. We have some exciting authoring tool templates as well to talk about, something with the admin dashboard, some things about blended learning and user profile. And of course, we're going to look at some sneak peeks. So we're very excited to have you here and very excited to get started.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that welcoming and introduction, Mariel. Indeed, we have a few topics to cover today. So we're going to start with the learning path improvements, then going through the library updates, also some refreshed templates in the authoring tool, a few new features related to admin panel, and also a bit of an update on the blended learning, which was already a topic in the previous webinars. And wrap up with user profile and a little sneak peek for our newest upcoming feature, which is challenges. So now we can jump directly to our first topic, which is learning path improvements in general. So Mariel, Gabor, would you like to take us through this one?
Yeah, definitely. So the learning path we're very excited about because we know this is a feature that's being used a lot by a lot of our clients. And so it's something that we've also been building out a lot. So first of all, what you see here is, let's say, the non-condensed view. And there we've also allowed people now to have a badge per section so that you can really kind of also work with different badges per different sections. So this is really exciting. We also have a second view. Oh, actually, here you see it, the more condensed view, where basically if you have a lot of topics on your learning path, you can choose between two views, a more compact one, which is what you see where things are really sort of made more compact, or the long format where you see every section per section. And we just realized this makes the admin life a little bit easier. We didn't want people to have to reshuffle all their content just to make their learning path look good. So it just really gives you the chance per learning path to see what works best here. If I just have 5 sections, maybe I show each section full width and full length, and otherwise you might want to have it condensed and kind of hidden a little bit. You want to give me more IT insights?
IT, no, never. But otherwise, yes, exactly. That was the reason to create this condensed layout. It is something that you can switch learning path per learning path, because when you have just a few items maybe in a learning path, it's this original view is perfect. You have nice visual cards. Or if the content that you add into the learning path is the same structure as your catalog. But when it is not the case, sometimes you don't even add items from the catalog. Maybe you just use the content section, which we are going to talk about as well in one point. Then you might not have the same structure, and it seems weird that you have a few lessons and then a complete course, or maybe you have to reshuffle your content catalog structure to fit to the learning path. So learning path didn't have the flexibility before to create your own structure. You had to follow, or basically the catalog structure was represented. And also in the original layout, we talk about courses and classes and modules. And sometimes it's nice for the catalog, but not so nice for the learning path to see all this terminology. And that's why this condensed view is created, because there we really focus on the learning material, on the lessons and the quizzes. And you can have your own clean structure in a way. Now, this is the first rollout that we made, but yes, in the future, we will be able to say, okay, I create a small section on the learning path, I name it somehow, I put a few lessons in it, and I create another section. So very important that we go in the direction where you can really have a better effect on the learning path structure. So this is the direction we are heading. Otherwise, we have a lot of other improvements in the learning path. For example, you can add now a webinar or an in-person event as well into the path. At the moment, it works with the single events. Like if there is one closing event, you cannot add multiple, but that's the next improvement we are going to make soon, that you can even add multiple sessions to one event. So it will be really useful for the learning path. However, you can already add these elements into it, and it is really useful. Yeah.
No, definitely. And like Gabor said, this is really a key feature. We saw it's really at the top of the list for a lot of users. And so this is something that we're looking forward to continuing improving on and really building out with new exciting features.
Yeah. Great, thanks. So we can move now to our next feature, which is new look and feel of library. So we all know the library already. We just fine-tuned a bit the layout and also the UX of this section. So as you can see here on the animation, we divided all files into folders and files separately. So you have a clear division. Of course, depending on the amount of folders or files that you have, you can always switch the layout from folder view in a way to the list view. But what's also interesting is some additional feature that we now introduced is the recommended option, which means that admins can actually recommend certain folders or files, and they will just basically appear in the quick access section at the very top. And this quick access top section is also something new. So maybe Gabor, you can also give a bit of light on those additional top section.
Yeah, exactly. So we have this quick access top section, and we already had, let's say, latest documents. If I remember well, probably for 2 weeks, maybe the document is there, or new documents. We have the recently visited is the ones that the user itself recently viewed or downloaded. And we have the pinned, which is for the user to favorite some elements, basically to pin it for themselves. And now the new feature, the recommended, is the other way around, as you said, is the administrators who are recommending some elements for the big audience. I don't know if you mentioned, maybe yes, that now we visually separate the folders from the files. Yeah, so it is like more natural. It's not so mixed, which is also a visual improvement. And yes, they always take visual improvements usually upfront, but the next step will be more a technical improvement in the coming months, is to be able to give granular access for sub-administrators. Many of our clients said, it's very nice, the library is looking amazing, but we would like our country managers to manage like a specific folder. So that's going to be like an upcoming technical improvement to say give access to other sub-admins to manage a specific folder. It's going to be great.
Thanks, Gabor, for the additional insights. That's always very welcomed, especially at this monthly talks. Great. The next topic is templates in authoring tool. So, Mario, would you like to take us through this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you already see on the screen here, we've done a little upgrade. So what it means is you still have, of course, the same possibilities as you did before, but the preview templates have been upgraded a little bit, so you have a better idea of everything that's possible, because of course it's very easy to create now slides with background images, background colors, with many different picture layout options. And we realized we weren't clearly showing them until now in the template section. So now we've improved the template section so you can see more clearly on the preview immediately what is possible. So it's really just a small help to help you build your content, build your slides, and the idea is just that you really see what everything you can do, because there's a lot that's possible now with layouts.
Yeah, and the second part of this new update is a bit more technical. So, Gabor, if you can.
Yes, exactly. So now that we have these nice new templates, we also give you the possibility to customize them to some extent. So you can replace the images which are used. So if the sample images are really not aligned with your brand or product, you can replace these images, and then you have some sort of let's say power on customizing a little bit the look and feel of these templates. It's not like a full customization, so you can't necessarily create a completely new template like into this a fixed template base. However, we have another feature for that, so it's completely possible. But for these fixed templates, you can still replace the images, and yeah, that's the new technical feature for it.
So we hope you enjoy it, but of course, if anyone has questions, let us know. And it's something we're going to continuously build on, as well as the authoring tool to give more options, more layouts. But we're already very excited with how it's developed and how you can really create very stunning visuals now in the authoring tool.
Thanks a lot. Moving on more to the admin part then, to focus more on some more technical updates, is the new progress widget that we introduced on our dashboard for statistics. So I guess this one could be for Gabor to share some further details.
Yes, lately we go to sleep with dashboard and we wake up with the dashboard. Like really, what I mean is like a hot topic every day, every day, how to create the next perfect dashboard in a way. And we collect a lot of client feedback. We are benchmarking with clients, and we try to put this together with the UX team, what kind of widgets to create. So it's a constant development. We have a lot of ideas, and more improvements are going to come in June. So I think at the end of June, a monthly talk, we will have more dashboard updates. But one widget that we already developed is progress widget. Of course, it's very important to see the progress on different contents. It was kind of there already behind some numbers, but this is a specific visual widget where you can select the content, you can select the certificate, and see, for example, how many users already completed that content, or maybe even group-based, which are the groups who completed this specific section, or like as well for certificates, who has this certificate and who didn't even get it or didn't start the content. So it's really like a visual representation of the progress on different kind of things. We are going to improve this with learning path as well, and so on. But the content and the certificate was the first to see like a course progression, for example. But we have many more widgets to come as well.
Yeah, so definitely the dashboard topic will be brought up in the upcoming editions of those monthly talks for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It will keep growing, but we just realized that the progress widget was really sort of, let's say, a hot topic within a hot topic, because really people want to see the progress that people did on a specific, type of content. So that's why we did a quick, let's say, rollout on that. But of course, a lot more exciting stuff is coming.
Amazing. So the next admin section that could ease your lives as content managers, especially, is the content tab, which we in a way reintroduced in a very first release. And this content tab is actually the tab that allows you to really manage the content on the platform in general. So you don't have to go through the whole structure, which is in the courses tab, but you can really create directly a class, a course, module, quiz lesson directly from the content tab. And also what's a new feature is that you can create a standalone item. So standalone content, which is not a part of any course in the catalog, for example, but you can imagine having this in the learning path.
So I think you said everything. It's easy to also, we can see here that we see the parents. So sometimes you have similarly named content, so you can see the structure where they belong to. You can directly edit from this section. When you click on it, you can access, for example, if it's a lesson, you click on the name, you access directly the slides. So it's a lot of help. And yes, more and more content is going to be not necessarily added to the catalog. So you will be able to find it here. Again, this is version 1.1 or 1.2 here. We are planning to add more features to this section, maybe block actions, maybe the translation management opportunities to have an overview of the translation for proofreaders. Yeah, but this section really helps because you don't have to go through all the catalog and the structure if you are looking for a specific content and you don't know where it was exactly. Sometimes the same content is in multiple places because of using the clipboard and so on. So yeah, it's really like a good section to search for content.
And I think something that people particularly loved about this as well, right, Gabor, is that you don't have to then host it in a class. You could just host it in a learning path, but it doesn't have to be in the catalog if you don't want it to be. So it's just another dimension of how you organize your content.
Great. So then moving on, we have an update on blended learning in-person events. So we already touched base, let's say, last time on the events section in general, but right now we have another improvement coming in, which is in-person events, and we wanted to really devote a few minutes to discuss this one in detail. So Mario, would you like to take us through this one in detail?
Yeah, I'd love to. So basically, this is really a big update for the events section. I mean, one of the big things we were really planning this year and which we've now done is to evolve the webinar section to really allow offline events, online events. So it means you have all your events in one place and that the offline events are no longer hidden away somewhere deep inside a lesson. Very easy to find now. You can make them part of the calendar. You can see them here in the events section. And what it means is that your offline events are going to have an events page. You can have a description of how to get there. You can add pictures. really visually, it's exactly everything you can do with a webinar, and even really add a location and things like that. So I think it's very exciting because it means you can really have that blended approach even more, unifying all your experiences on our platform. So even if you have an offline event, in-person training day, in-person workshop, store visit with a trainer, all of these things can then really be hosted on the platform directly, promoted on the platform. I think that was really something that was mentioned by quite a few big brands that they would really love to see that. So we really also developed this, I would say co-developed this with a few of the big watch brands that we work with. And I think it's a very, very nice feature to add to. It's also something that's still going to be expanded on. So at the moment, you already have the full offline event and you can very easily add it. You have all the functionality, so it's completely rolled out and ready to go. However, there will be a few more additional rollouts. One of them is what Gabor already mentioned for the learning path, that you can have sort of an event series, so people can subscribe to different events based on their time zone or their city or their availability. So I think that's one thing that's very interesting. The other thing also is that in the future, we'd love to add an advanced rating feature to the offline events as well. That means that you could really then ask your learners for feedback on how is the trainer, how is the location, how is the overall experience. And that's going to be something very exciting because then you can really unify that also on the platform and see it per country, how many in-person trainings did they do, what was the score, what were the strengths, what were the weaknesses, like maybe we need to focus on better locations, or maybe certain trainers that have a very high score can give a feedback to the trainers with a lower score to give some, best practices, tips on how to make it really a success. So that's something that we're still going to dive in further. But I think the feature is already very, very powerful and very exciting.
Great. Thanks a lot, Mariel. Indeed, a lot more to come. So we'll definitely look at this feature in more detail also next time. Great. The next one on our list is the additional widget, additional statistics item under the user profile, which is the content completion. And since we introduced the progress widget to the admin panel for admin, then we also wanted to introduce this user profile update. So Mariel, maybe you can also dive deeper into this particular widget.
Yeah, sure. So we really want to keep rolling out new features on the profile as we go. So here you can already see that there's more things. You can now really look at, how many points you're collecting, what you completed in the catalog, your time spent on the platform. So it's becoming more and more visual, and we will not stop there. Even though it's already a very, very rich profile today, and we've rolled out some new modules, it's also something that we still will work on in terms of, having maybe a strike of, how many days have you connected on the platform, how are you, performing in general. But again, this is already just a first nice update to really see how active you are on the platform, how much time you're spending on the platform, and how many content items you're completing. So it's already a very nice step in the right direction again, I think.
Great. Thanks a lot. So the last one is actually like more of a sneak peek. Because it's not yet available at all. We're really in a testing phase for challenges, and it's again the first release of this brand new feature. So Mariel and Gabor will take us, through this in detail.
Yeah, it's a really fun one. Gabor will share a bit more the details of how the functionality works, but it's a very nice one because it really came again as a direct client request, and it goes really into the gamification side of things. So it's really about gamifying learning, giving short-term challenges, small challenges to your learners to say, look, this month's challenge is to complete these quizzes or these lessons, and you can really build content for your challenge as well. And it's really just a way of engaging with your learners in a bit more of a dynamic way, a bit of a different way. So it's something that you can then advertise on the landing page when they've logged in. And then they can also really see the challenge board, how it's going. I don't know if you want to give a bit more detail, Gabor.
Yeah, we have like a lot of technical details for this. So of course, the challenge is also like an event. You can say, is it public for everyone? Is it like only for specific groups? So people will see popping up this widget on the main page only if they have access to one specific challenge. It can be even multiple challenges in some edge cases. And what is important that you can add 1 to 3 quizzes into one challenge. So basically what users are doing, they are taking these quizzes, and this is really good for knowledge retention as well. And as they take the quizzes, we do the same scoring system as we use for leaderboards. That the faster users are taking the quiz and the more accurately, the more points they are getting. It's your decision if you let the users to take these small quizzes multiple times or only once. So that's like a decision. But once they do the quizzes, they will get an amount of points, and each challenge has its own dedicated leaderboard. So you only see those people on the leaderboard who joined this challenge, and you see their point system. One challenge is, let's say, typically, as we imagine, will take 1 month, but it's something that you can really customize how long a challenge takes. And once the challenge is over, the leaderboard will be kind of frozen. So then we look at the winners, and you can add different kind of badges or different kind of rules. Like at the moment, we implemented that you can have a badge for the top N users. So let's say the top 3, the top 10, it's quite usual. You can have even different kind of badges. Let's say a specific badge for the first position, or a specific for the second and the third. And people can start to collect these badges that they are like the challenge winners, and it's really like a new, fun, exciting badge as well. So it's a challenge page with a nice leaderboard. It really helps learning, especially if you create a challenge once a month. It keeps people engaged. It's also, many times we get the request with the clients, okay, but how can I bring back my users, to do something on the platform? We have our learning material provided for, let's say, the given year. It takes time to create the new material. Yes, these kind of quizzes are going to help that the users can come back and participate these challenges and eventually win.
Yeah.
And we will have more and more kind of badging systems added, or like achievement logic added. For example, not just for fixed positions, but you could say for the top 10% or top 30% of the users are going to get a badge, because it's not necessarily on the first 1, 2, 3. But if you really are on or top 50% of the knowledge retention, then you get your badge. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's very fun. Also, something you might see already here on the design is we've purposely made it very visual. So it's really, as Gabor said, that the idea is to bring people back, to get people excited. So it's not supposed to be something heavy. It's really supposed to be something gamey, something fun, really for people to enjoy. So of course, behind the scenes, we know that they're learning, they're reinforcing their knowledge, they're reinforcing their product knowledge or their technical knowledge. But what the idea is that for the user, for the front-end user, it's supposed to be something fun, something exciting they get invited to, and something really, really enjoyable. So it's supposed to be quite light, quite fun, and quite entertaining almost. So yeah, that's really the idea behind it, the vision.
Yeah, exactly. And we are very happy that we found or constructed together with our clients this great gamification feature, because we are really looking forward to bring users back for micro interactions, and also to strengthen or deepen their knowledge of what they already learned. In the future, maybe we will add also lessons here. It's just to kind of explain, or maybe to learn first the lesson and then to take the quiz. So also to enforce learning of a new lesson. So there's a new content that will be also a way to kind of enforce the learning of a new content, and then taking a quiz and see what they retained from that. Or maybe even to create a quiz before taking the lesson, then taking the lesson, then taking another quiz, what you learned from this. So I mean, there are a lot of possibilities from a like a pedagogical
Pedagogical, yeah.
perspective.
And this is being rolled out next week, right?
It's going to be, yes, on staging. So you can
Yes.
test this on staging definitely next Tuesday. And then the week after, we will go to production.
Yeah, but this is really something that we invite everyone to really use, to really have fun with. Also contact our team if you want to have help setting up your first challenge. Of course, your PM is there for you. But we really think that you can have a lot of fun with this. And like Gabor said, from a pedagogical point of view, is really ideal because you're re-engaging in a light way. So it also doesn't mean you need to create like a lot of new expensive content, but you're just engaging the learner. So that's really the idea, just to bring them back a little bit from time to time.
Yeah, and it's indeed like a brand new feature, brand new gamification alternative available on our platform. So you may hear that like a lot, that we're saying it's a first release, but it just says that we're really working towards improving the platform more and more in the coming months and years. So this is definitely the very first release. So feel
But
free.
it's very complete. It's very complete already. I mean, it is
Yeah, exactly. It's just, let's
ready
say,
to use.
to highlight that it's for you to test out, and then you can bring your ideas as well to see how we can expand this feature even more, as Gabor mentioned, through different like lessons additions or different kinds of achievements that you can gain from it. So yeah, it hopefully will be a lot of fun for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the topics for today, right, Julia? I think we've gone through it all. So now we're really happy to hear any questions. I don't know if there's already a few shared in the chat, Pascal, or if not yet, but otherwise, please raise your hand, ask a question, or write it in the chat. We're really looking forward to hearing from you.
No question yet written on the chat, but you're all welcome to ask your question now. Thank you so much after the presentation.
Thanks a lot, Pascal. So yeah, I don't know if anyone has any questions at all. If it was very clear and complete, we're also happy, of course. That's a good sign as well.
It will come as you start
Yeah.
using it and ideas coming. Like we already know that one question will be, this bad learning is nice. How I will see the statistics? So it will
Exactly.
circle it back to the dashboard topic we are having, and probably same for challenges as well. How many people took part and so on. So yes, it is a concrete feature, but yeah, statistics is still something that we can improve.
Yep. Yeah, and I think the dashboard and statistics will definitely be a big part of the next monthly that we'll do. So we're coming back on that. But in the meantime, yeah, we're very excited as well in terms of what we've rolled out recently.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, your dedicated project managers are there to support you with all those features, but as usual, globally. So if you have any questions or need like a tutorial to help setting up this new condensed view for learning path, or for example, need some support with blended learning feature, or with this new challenge feature in the next few weeks, then of course, please reach out to us. We're always happy to help.
Thank you very much, and see you in June.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot
Bye.
for joining.
Ciao, everyone.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye bye.